Hey, good morning everybody. Happy Wednesday. Yesterday, if you were with us, you know that we read a Tomie dePaula story as Tomie dePaula passed away last week. And we thought, or Elsie and I thought, that we would continue today and tomorrow, again reading some more Tomie dePaula. And then on Friday, I will read Life in the Next Squirrel Trouble, just so you know and can plan ahead. So, I want to show you a couple more pictures from the pop-up book, which is really a fun book, remember? Thank you, Els. It's called Tomie dePaula, Brava Straganona, a heartwarming pop-up book. And it is made, I'm sure, with Tomie dePaula, but the authors of this is Roberta Sabuda and Matthew Reinhardt. They're paper engineers whose many best-selling pop-up books include the Encyclopedia Historica series. My goodness. Anyway, if you're looking for this book, I'm sure if you just would Google Tomie dePaula, Brava Straganona, you would find it. Tomie dePaula wrote over 200 books, and he won the Caldecott Honor Medal award for the Straganona, the one that we read yesterday. So if you remember in yesterday's story, Big Anthony made the mistake of using the pasta pot, and he sang the song and got the pasta pot cooking, and he sang the song and got the pasta pot to stop. But it didn't stop because he forgot one thing. Elsie, do you remember what he forgot to do?
He forgot to blow the 3 kisses?
Yep, he forgot to blow the 3 kisses to the pasta pot, because that's the most important part of the whole series of things to make the pasta pot work. So I wanted to show you today how important Straganona believed love was, and this is a pop-up page for love in this very special book. It's pretty cool. A 3-dimensional Straganona. And it says up here, amor is the Italian word for love, and it is a ingredient which we found out for the pasta pot. Always share your love and it will bring you a magical life. I think that's a pretty cool thing to remember. Also, I wanted to share with you another page from the pop-up book, and this one happens to be the town that Straganona lived in, and the town is having a celebration of some sort. And it says here, let me read what it says to you. Whenever there's a celebration in the village square, I am certainly there. The most important celebration is life itself. So 2 important lessons from Tomie dePaula is love, share your love, and enjoy life. Pretty cool. Okay? All right. Today, Elsie and I decided that we're going to share with you another Tomie dePaula book, and I'm not going to read all of it because it would take, I don't have enough battery on my camera to do all of that. But we're going to read some from Tomie dePaula's Mother Goose, and I know that many of you have Mother Goose books at home, and maybe you even have the Tomie dePaula Mother Goose book. They're always fun to read and always fun to do little games too and all that kind of stuff. So Mother Goose, Tomie dePaula's Mother Goose. Here we go. Oh, and there we see Mother Goose Tomie dePaula style, which for some of us is probably the Mother Goose that we recognize. So the first one I'd like to read to you is Old Mother Goose, and it goes like this. Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air on a very fine gander. Mother Goose had a house 'twas built in a wood, where an owl at the door for a sentinel stood. She had a son, Jack, a plain-looking lad. He was not very good, but not very bad. She sent him to market, a live goose he bought. "See, mother," says he, it has not been for naught." Jack's goose and her gander grew very fond. They both eat together and swim on the pond. Jack found one fine morning, as I have been told, his goose had laid him an egg of pure gold. Jack ran to his mother the news for to tell. She called him a good boy and said it was well. Jack sold his gold egg to a merchant untrue, who cheated him out of a half of his due. Then Jack went a-courting a lady so gay, as fair as the lily and as sweet as May. The merchant and squire soon came at his back, and began to belabor the sides of poor Jack. This side is all I've read. Then old Mother Goose that instant came in and turned her son Jack into a famed harlequin. She then with her wand touched the lady so fine and turned her at once into sweet Columbine. The gold egg in the sea was thrown away then, when an odd fish brought her the egg back again. The merchant then vowed the goose he would kill, resolving at once his pockets to fill. Jack's mother came in and caught the goose soon, and mounting its back, flew up to the moon. I don't think I've ever read that whole Mother Goose story before. Okay, here's one too I'd like to read. It's called Pussycat, Pussycat. Pussycat, Pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to look at the Queen. Pussycat, Pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under her chair. If you know these Mother Goose nursery rhymes, you can say them along with me. That would be fun. Maybe you don't know this one, but you can try. It's called a diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar. What makes you come so soon? You used to come at 10 o'clock, but now you come at noon. And maybe you know this one. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Now wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? And I think there's more. The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes, when down came a blackbird and pecked off her nose. Oh my! Dickory, dickory, dare, the pig flew up in the air. The man in brown soon brought him down. Dickory, dickory, dare. And there's the pig floating up in the air. Okay, I've got a couple more picked out here. Let's see. Well, I do. And it's right here. This is kind of a fun one for when it's raining outside, and I'm sure you know this one. You can sing it with me. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He got into bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. How many recognize that one? I hope you do. Here's another one that I like too. It's rain on the green grass and rain on the tree. Rain on the housetop, but none on me. Can you figure out why there's no rain on him? What's he using? An umbrella. You're right. Okay, and here's another one. I have them all marked here with little post-it notes. This one I think you've heard before. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Where's the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. Will you wake him? No, not I, for if I do, he's sure to cry. Oh my, we don't want little boy blue crying, do we? Not today when it's so nice and sunny outside. Okay. Here's one I think you might know. Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. What shall we give him? White bread and butter. How shall he cut it without e'er a knife? How will he be married without e'er a wife? I don't know what that's got to do with his cutting his bread. How about this one? Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, we'll all have tea. Sookie take it off again, Sookie take it off again, Sookie take it off again. They've all gone away. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and don't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. Little Bo Peep fell fast asleep and dreamt she heard them bleating, and when she awoke she found it a joke, for they were still a-fleeting. Then she took her little crook, determined for to find them. She found them indeed, but it made her heart bleed, for they left their tails behind them. It happened one day as Bo Peep whoops, did stray into a meadow hard by. There she espied their tails side by side, all hung on a tree to dry. Oh my gosh. She heaved a sigh and wiped her eye, and over the hillocks went rambling, and tried what she could, as a shepherdess should, to tack again each tail to its lambkin. Oh, that's strange. Okay, here's one. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. Every fiddler he had a fiddle, and very fine fiddle had he. Oh, there's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers 3. Okay, this one is kind of an interesting one. It's called Jack and Jill. And I know you've probably heard Jack and Jill before, but probably not all of the pages or all of the verses like we have in this book. So let me read this to you. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Then up Jack got, and home did trot as fast as he could caper, to old Dame Dob, who patched his knob with vinegar and brown paper. When Jill came in, how she did grin to see Jack's paper plaster. Her mother said, vexed, did whip her next for laughing at Jack's disaster. Now Jack did laugh, and Jill did cry, and her tears did soon abate. Then Jill did say that they should play at seesaw across the gate. Interesting. Okay, we're to the last page, and this one says, Goosey, goosey gander, whither shall I wander? Upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber. Then I met an old man who would not say his prayers, I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs. Oh, that's a little violent. Hickety-pickety, my black hen, she lays eggs for gentlemen. Gentlemen come every day to see what my black hen doth lay. Well, now that you have the idea in your head of Mother Goose nursery rhymes, maybe you and your family could dig out your nursery rhyme book and look through them later on today. And you know, it's kind of a fun thing for those of you that are a little older to try and rewrite the nursery rhyme and make it about something today instead of way back when nursery rhymes were written. It's fun to change them and see if you can come up with some silly nursery rhymes. You know, if you do, you can send them to me at dianedavies48@yahoo.com, and I'd be happy to read them and maybe even share some of them with you. So yesterday we had a few complaints about things being a little out of focus, and I'm sorry about that. We're trying to take care of that matter, and I do have a new camera ordered, and hopefully we'll have that by the end of April, so they promise, but we'll see. And please bear with us and know that we're trying to make the videos as best as we can. And sorry about the blurriness, but we're trying to make that better too. So thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Remember, tomorrow is one more Tomie dePaula story, and then Friday I'll be reading Life in the Next Squirrel Trouble. Thanks again. See you.